What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the video. And as you could see here, my boy is riding the struggle bus this week. But as you can see here, we get the comb. We're laying his hair down nicely with the grain, directionalizing the hair in which the wave pattern is going to lay. He always struggles with his brush session, so right now we're just trying to get that all situated for him. And after I do the comb out, I'm going to go ahead and take that 1.5 guard lever open. We're going to go ahead and knock out this this wavelength cut here. After we do this part right here around the crown area, we're going to go ahead and close that lever and use the 1.5 all over. Now the purpose of using the 1.5 lever open around the crown area is to not thin out that area and to not bald it out to where it looks very thin and less dense than the rest of the haircut. So by using a 1.5 with the rest of the haircut, it allows us to maintain some type of flow to the cut. Now, as you can see here, my boy is thinning in the corners of his hairline, so we're going to go ahead and knock out some color enhancement in this video as well. So stay tuned for that. We're going to do a nice and blurry high taper. I know it's been a smooth minute since we did a tutorial, so we're back in there, back in the YouTube game, trying to put out these videos more consistently for y'all. But right here we got the shaving cream on top of the hair. I know that sounds weird, shaving cream, but you know, you see Jayblends with the finishing foam, but you know, before he came out with this is a technique that I've always used to lay down the waves. What I use is lather, put it on top of the hair. It's hot lather. We use the blow dryer with the brush, and we just brush all the hair down, lay it down in the wave pattern, and just make sure that everything is just copacetic. So you can see here the waves are laying down, and we're gonna go ahead and attack that nape tape. I have the Andis Slimline GTXs that we're using here. Got the Tune 45 power clip on there. As you can see in the back, we got the Beam Team XL. We got the Babyliss with the power clip. The Tune 45 razors. So we stay Tune 45 geared up over here. But we attacked that zero line. We made our first guideline, and now we're gonna go ahead and use our JRLs, lever open, and go ahead and make our first panel of hair to fade out. So with my client here, I do like to extend that blend. So by extending the blend, we're gonna go ahead and make about an inch of a panel of hair to fade into. And once we make that panel, we're gonna close the lever all the way, open it slightly, fade up, open it slightly, fade up, until we attack all that area of the panel of hair that needs to be faded out. And then we got that knocked out now. Now all you can see me here playing with the lever. We're just going ahead and detailing. And you're gonna have spots that are, you know, hit or miss, and you're gonna have spots that are, you know, are not completely faded out. And what you want to do is just open your lever all the way and slowly close it till you find that point of attack that works out for you. Now, after we do this here, we're gonna go ahead and get our 1 guard and lever close and make another panel of hair to fade into. So as you can see here, we got about an inch of space that we're working with here, just to go ahead and get that blend extended. Now my client here, he really struggles because his hair at the bottom of his nape, it starts to grow left. So you can see me brushing the hair to the left right there, and just trying to attack this every way that I possibly can. Once we use that 1 guard, I have the half guard on there, and we're just opening the blade slightly, fading up, open the blade slightly, fading up till we get that area fully faded out. Now you can see here I'm using that corner of the blade and going against the grain to get this all faded up the back of his nape. And it's very difficult when your client has a undesirable growth pattern, but that's gonna happen. That's something that happens in the shop all the time. That's something that you gotta learn to work with and learn to maneuver. Just learn to always be on your toes and just try to get those areas knocked out. The more you cut a client's hair, the more comfortable you get with it. But here we have a 1.5 guard, lever closed, and we're making another panel of hair to fade into, basically fading into that bulk on the back. Once we get done with that 1.5 guard, we're gonna go ahead and take the 1 guard, which is the previous guard we used to make the panel of hair, and close the lever all the way, start fading up, open it slightly, fade up, open it slightly, fade up. Now by using this process, you could attack any haircut with that same process. It could be a low fade, it could be a high fade, mid fade, drop fade. But if you maintain a system, maintain a process, you will always attack a haircut and get some results that you want. Now after this panel, if a panel of hair is completely faded out, we're going to go ahead and use that one guard. I'm going to go ahead and detail with the half guard here, and we're always going to see some spots that we can see that we need to fix. Now me personally, I like to detail as I'm getting the haircut done. Some people like to detail to the absolute end of the haircut, but I myself, like I said, I like to detail as I go. Now right here I have that 1.5 guard lever open, and we're making another panel of hair to cut. And once we have that lever open panel established, we're going to go ahead and take that 1.5 guard, close the lever, fade up slightly, open the lever a little bit, fade up slightly, open lever, fade up slightly till it is completely gone. Now this is going to be the as far as we go with the guards, it's going to be up to a 2 guard. For most of my haircuts, the 2 guard is the utmost end of all the guards numbers that I will use. Anything above a 2 open, I will use shears for. But you can see I use that 2 guard just to blend into that bulk. Then I'm going to revert back to my 1 guard to detail little areas that I see that could be fixed up, and just attacked a little bit more by using the corners of the blade so that we can get a bit more flow to the cut. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip that clipper over. We close the lever with the 1 guard on there, and I'm going with the grain just to lighten up some of those areas, thin out some of those areas that can get the hair laid down a little bit more. Those little flyaways, that 1 guard with the grain will attack and get those knocked out. Now after we do that, we're going to go ahead and take our GTXs and we're going to go ahead and attack this back edge up on his nape area, get it nice and crispy. You want to make sure that you are maintaining some reference points to your edge up. That way you can make the same edge up on the opposite side of his head. You want to make sure that you're not having like lopsided lines on the left and the right side, and you want to make sure that they both look the same. They both are asymmetrical at that. As you can see here, we're attacking that with the GTXs. The GTX blade is a wide blade. It's a T-wide blade, so it attacks a lot of space in a very little bit of time. Now right here I'm laying down a light brown Barber magic pencil. The brand is Black Ice, if you are curious about that. And with that, I'm just laying that down as a barrier to the color enhancement I will use on that back end of the edge up, and also on the front end of the edge up. And I'll show you guys how to blend that later on in the video as well. So right now we're attacking the temple taper area of the haircut. We're making our first bald line and just knocking that out, balding it out with our trimmers. And I will go under that area with the Annis Pro-Foil shaver, or the rose gold shaver. If you're wondering what kind of brush I'm using for this haircut, it is a baby brush that you can get at Sally's for $1.96. We're all about saving money over here. I will drop the money on expensive things that I need to, like clippers and shavers and stuff like that. But when it comes to other things that I can get away with saving some money, I will go ahead and do that. But just like we did with the nape taper, we have the temple taper. We're gonna go make our first panel of hair by opening the blade all the way, opening that lever all the way, and making our first panel of hair to fade into. Now once we have that panel established, we will close the lever all the way, fade up slightly, open the lever, fade up slightly, open the lever, fade up slightly, until we have that area completely faded out. Now this is just a foolproof method on how to cut hair, on how to get any type of fade done, whether it's a temple taper, temple fade, taper fade, low fade, high fade, mid fade, anything that needs some blending. This is a good system that'll work for you. Now I'm not saying that this is the only system that works. There's lots of other systems that you can use. People fade down, people fade just the back end and do the sides. Me personally, this is the system that I used, and it worked for me. And the only way that you will find a system is by trying all the systems and figuring out what works for you, what type of time management you get out of the system that you establish. Now right here we have that one guard on there, and we're just fading up, getting that panel of hair faded out. We're gonna go ahead and revert back to that half guard, just do a little detail work there. Shout out to my boy Jaime in the back right there. Go follow him at Jaime Ortiz Cuts. I'm not sure if I'm saying his tag right, but I'll find it out and I'll add it on to the corner of the video here, so you can go ahead and go follow him on IG. Now right here we have the lever open without any guard, and I'm just kind of detailing with the corners of my blade to make sure that we get any areas squared away, any dark spots faded out. Then we're gonna go ahead and get that 1.5 guard. The lever is closed, so we're gonna fade up slightly, open the lever, fade up slightly into this bulk of the haircut. Like I said, I do not go anything higher than a 2 guard. So now I'm reverting back to that 1 guard, and then just opening the lever slightly, fading up, open the lever slightly, fading up, just to get this area, you know, tied together, get the bulk knocked out. And then we're gonna go ahead and get up to that 2 guard, which is going to be the last guard of our guard stacking system. And that 2 is gonna knock down this bulk, you know, and get it a nice transition here. If you see dark spots, never be too afraid to go back into detail areas that you need to detail. By detailing your haircuts, you will set yourself apart from like 85% of barbers, you know, because a lot of barbers won't go back and take care of, you know, something they fixed, or I'm sorry, something they messed up. You know, so and don't be offended if a client, you know, tries to point something out that you missed, or they think that you missed. You know, just, you know, have that good customer service, and, you know, try to fix whatever, you know, they're complaining about. At the end of the day, we are in the service industry. We're here to, you know, to service our clientele. So make sure that you always have that in the back of your mind. You know, also our clients are walking advertisement. They are, you know, a billboard for us. So you want to make sure that you are treating your clients with, you know, respect and dignity, and just taking care of them, man. This is a relationship that you are establishing with your clients. You know, specifically this client in my chair right now, you know, we're going to be going on 2 years of, you know, barber client relationship. And also I have another client that I've had for 6 years, you know, so I was just thinking about it the other day, like, you know, clients, that is a real life relationship. So make sure that you are growing that relationship and treating your clients like, you know, like the kings they should be treated as. But right now we're going to attack that front edge up, and as you can see here, my client is thinning, like I said, but we're gonna go ahead and take care of him, get him nice and crispy with some color enhancement. Got the GTX on there, and we're just making this nice and crispy. I always start off my edge ups from the middle and then work my way to the outside. Make a cut on the middle front portion of his edge up, make a cut on the left side towards the corner, and then bridge those 2 points together. And then I attack those vertical bars and get those knocked down. Go over it with a razor to make sure that you have all those stubble hairs knocked out, any long hairs knocked out, and make sure that you have the crispiest edge up you could possibly have. I know not every client wants a crispy edge up, but this client in the chair specifically today, he wanted that crispy. So we're gonna go ahead and get him taken care of. Now, the left side of his haircut is not as bad with the thinning, but you could still tell that there is a little bit thinning there. So I'm just trying to create an imaginary line there with the edge up, so you can see, you know, I'm kind of just edging up where I think that the edge up should sit, where I want it to sit, so we can lay that color enhancement down after we get this portion knocked down. Now, what we do to the left side, we're going to go ahead and do it to the right side to maintain that symmetry. So we're going to go ahead and edge up this vertical bar on the left side as well. Make sure it's nice and crispy. And after we do that there, we're going to go ahead and get that black ice barber pencil. I'm going to go ahead and trace out that line, that barrier mark we have for our color enhancement. You don't want to make anything too dark or press too hard on this pencil. Just, you know, just lightly throw it on there. Because you will have to get this out with your edger, and if you lay down a very harsh line, it is going to be very difficult to get it out with the edgers, because it's a lot of, you know, pencil that you're trying to fade in. But we got that barber pencil squared away, and now I have a compressor that I bought on Amazon for like 50 something dollars. You want to make sure that you're not laying too much color enhancement down. But what I'm using for the color enhancement is Tomb 45 no drip. It's the onyx black color, and we're just laying that on there nice and easy. This color enhancement right here is some of the best color enhancement in the market. So if you have not tried this out, go get you some. I do have the Tomb 45 Beam Team XL compressor as well, but I broke a piece on there and I have to get that sent in to the company. It does come with a warranty, so I have to get that knocked out. Haven't taken care of that yet. But after we get this color enhancement laid down on the other side of the barrier of that Barber Magic pencil, we're going to go ahead and blend that in. The purpose of the Barber pencil is to just highlight your edge up. That's what we're looking for right there. Now, because he's so sparse in these areas, I am throwing some hair fibers over the edge up, so that way we can get more of a natural look, because the actual fibers, they do connect and grab onto the real hair that's already there. So by adding the hair fibers, it gives it a much more natural look, fills in that area, and gives it some density, gives it a thickness to the look of the haircut, the overall haircut. Now, I go over all that with the GTX blade, and what I'm doing is I'm just kind of knocking at that barber pencil and just lightly blending it in with the blade, basically. And after I do all that, we go over every haircut with the razor to make sure that we have the sharpest lineup we possibly can. But that's gonna basically do it for the cut right there. Nothing too difficult. I hope you gathered something from this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you learned a new technique. There's lots of new techniques I throw in here: the shaving cream, the barber pencil, the enhancement. But there is the overall haircut: high taper, color enhancement, wave haircut. So make sure that you're taking care of every single client you got. Give them the best service that you possibly can, and I guarantee that they will continually come back to you for their haircuts, for their services. But other than that, I appreciate everybody for watching this video. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on your post notifications. Give this video a like if you found some type of information in it. And other than that, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We are on the road to 3,000, but that'll do it for the haircut. Nice and crispy wave haircut with the color enhancement edge up. But other than that, y'all have a good night, good day, whatever it may be. God bless.